What's up, guys? Back here with another video, and this time we're going to be going over a meta-analysis. Sorry about that. And currently we're in Ultra League. Ultra League is very tricky, and leads matter way more than they did, in my opinion, in Great League. And it's hard to get out of them sometimes. And you see here a bunch of Ultra League Pokemon that I'm working on, and or have ready. And like currently, I feel like we're in a sort of a rock paper scissors format with a few outliers that basically warp the format because most teams have these Pokemon. So currently, the top of the food chain is Giratina, so Ultra Form, and it takes out most of the just generically good Pokemon, unless it is a direct counter to it, which would be the Dark types and the Charmers. Now, in that, and you don't have to be specifically that type. You could have just that type of move. For example, Shiftry, Scraggy, and certain Pokemon like that can handle Giratina, especially if they have a shield. And Muck, obviously, are just like one of the standard ones, along with Togekiss. So here we go. Let's talk about leads. I feel like leading in this format is very difficult to create. You have to create your team around your lead a little bit. So, for example, I have Scizor in the lead. Scizor needs something to back him up, or just be able to cover that Charizard, because a lot of people are leading Charizard because of the fire. Because the fire is like anti the steel lead, but Scizor is very popular right now, so it's very good against Scizor. So I have Swampert right here on my team, but the issue is if you switch into Swampert directly, you will end up having the Charizard switch out, and you'll end up fighting with that Scizor against the Charizard in the end. So you want to be able to cover those boundaries. So my back is Melmetal. Melmetal is a steel type still, which resists a lot of the good Pokemon like the Charmers, which are very popular. And so my team is very weak to fighting and ground, essentially, this three. So, but those are a lot easier to handle and can be handled by Superpower. And just generically, Night Slash is just a super good move, and Hydro Cannon. So you just have to put yourself in positions where your leads are not so weak to the meta. Now, I was trying out Conkeldurr. Conkeldurr was a pretty strong lead until a few people started posting YouTube videos about Charizard being an amazing lead. And lo and behold, Charizard actually does resist my moves. And I don't have Stone Edge unlocked yet, so it made it basically impossible. But if I had Stone Edge, it would have been a lot easier to handle. For like if you catch him off guard, they'll think I'm going for something else. And counter is really good. So the fighting types in general, like Lucario, are really good against those steel type leads. So when you create a team, you basically are putting yourself in a position to where you need to know what the counter to your team is, so you can have something to counter their lead, at least in the back. Like, because they're going to try to save it for the end, but you really need to win that first battle between the first two Pokemon. So just have a generically strong Pokemon like Melmetal and Sceptile and Togekiss are good examples of that, and Muck are just really good examples. And also just Snorlax and Giratina. But if you switch into Giratina, or if you switch into Swampert, right, a direct counter, a lot of people are playing the Venusaur on their team, or a Sceptile on their team, or a Meganium to counter those Swamperts. So that's why I think the format is kind of polarized around Giratina, Swampert, Steel, Fairy, Fighting, and Charizard. Basically, the Fire. It's the only real Fire that's being used. So when we look, and Typhlosion is good too. So I'm not really gonna knock it, but I think Charizard does it a little better because they resist the fighting moves better than, and it just has better matchup spreads than Typhlosion in most cases. But Shadow Claw is very good, and Fire Spin, that fire damage really hurts, especially when Scizor is very popular. So I think Charizard's the polarizing fire type. So you have Giratina, Swampert, Charizard, and then you have the just generically good Pokemon that I don't have ready yet, which are I don't have a Venusaur ready yet. And then you have Armor Mewtwo, and you have Cresselia and Registeel. Now, if you're in lower ranks, it matters, because you won't see the same stuff in rank 7 as you see in rank 8, or at the end of rank 8, or the rank 9, or the end of rank 9, or rank 10 in general. So once you start climbing the ranks, you will encounter different Pokemon, and different things will change the way your team needs to format throughout things. So it's good to have Pokemon regularly ready. So I'll show you some examples of teams that I've had to go through. So I have a few here. I was trying out this team at the top recently, and then I realized when people started leading Charizard, it was really hard for my team to handle Charizard. But my team had really good matchups against the team a couple days before in the meta I was fighting against, because it's helped me climb a little bit with Conkeldurr, because not many people were expecting it. The fighting type lead was very powerful for a few days, and then a few days it was not. So you have to start, if you watch YouTube and pay attention to these videos with the meta analysis and stuff like that, and just watch people play with certain teams and see they did 5-0 and 5-0, those teams will start getting counters made toward them, or people will start trying out those teams. So a lot of people will start trying out. Like I played against the same team that a few people like Zonic and Pogo King and a few of those other people like Pogo AK were playing those exact teams on their YouTube channel, or they were showcasing them. And next thing you know, my team sucks against it, right? But you really need to keep that in mind. You can't just keep 3 Pokemon and be fine with it, because like my team right here at the bottom, with Muck, Giratina, and Togekiss was actually pretty strong in the preseason, because a lot of people were leading Giratina. So I was leading either Togekiss or Muck, depending on how I felt. And because they're good counters, and then I had Giratina in the back after I could take care of those. Because a lot of people would switch into something that's weak to Giratina. That's why Giratina's good. Giratina's just good against a lot of things and resists a lot of things. Resists the Swampert. But Swampert can't take it out with shields. But there's a lot of information you need to know. But this current team in the middle, I really like it a lot. Scizor with both moves. The standard Swampert and then standard Melmetal. These are just standard Pokemon with good IVs. And they're really good. But so what we need to take from this is, if you're in rank 7, don't expect to play against Armor Mewtwo's with double moves, or Giratinas with double moves in most cases, or just Pokemon in general that are legendaries with like Cresselia, which is a tank with double moves. If you're in rank 8 or higher, you will see some of these legendaries with double moves. Like a lot of times you do have to kind of assume that they do have double moves, but then sometimes you'll realize quickly if they don't. Like if they are Armor Mewtwo and they only have Side Strike, there might be a chance. There is a chance they have Dynamic Punch or Rock Slide, but in most cases, Armor Mewtwo doesn't do that much damage, so you can just not shield the first hit see if it has a super effective move against you, which very risky. But yeah, and this is another team we're working on at the bottom. But yeah, I feel like Great League is a lot easier to lead with generically good Pokemon and not be so screwed whenever you lose lead. But you just really need to be tricky with your switches, and you'll be fine. But tell me what you think about this video, and if it helped you, and if you want to see more videos like this, please comment below. This is one of my favorite things to do, is talk about competitive formats. I do this in other games, and please subscribe and help me grow the channel. And I will post some gameplay very soon, trying to get my editing down with my buddy that's helping me edit videos. But I'll see you guys next time. Deuces.